let's talk about the Standard with Carbon Expert and how it's been going, because thank you very much from the beginning supporting us, and you've been at it for a couple of months now. How have you found it?
It's been really good. I think from our own business point of view as well, I think, we're very conscious that we always look after our clients, but we have to look after ourselves as well. And we have gone through the process ourselves, which I think was really important. Knowing the information you need, knowing what you're going to expect from it, actually, how it's going to give you the prompts to go and think about whether it's your electricity, your gas, your transport. Where do we start? So I think it's been really positive from that side of things. Doing it ourselves has helped us then to speak to our clients about how that will strengthen their business as well. How do we start the process to net zero, and how do we, where's our carbon come from? So I think it's been really important to do that. It's a great starting foundation with regards to looking at your carbon and understanding where it's coming from. So it's been really critical for us.
Now, I know you've had several companies sign up, and I know you won't reveal names, and that's fair enough. But what have they said about it? What attracted to them, and how have they found the process?
Most of our clients, we have clients ranging from SME up to large quoted and unquoted companies. The companies that have been really interested so far has been the large companies. I think those companies who have to, they've got mandatory schemes, the government schemes they have to be part of, ESOS, SECR. But what those schemes don't bring them is actually an accreditation or a standard to support it. So they've been really interested from that side of things, is to collect their data, which has been really important as well, because I think SECR and these government schemes do drive you towards, where do you get your data from, your electricity, gas, scope 1, scope 2, scope 3 emissions. And the platform actually allows you to track that performance and understand and keep it in one location, which is really important. So rather than hosting it on different platforms or different spreadsheets, it's in one place and they can go and see that at any time. So that's been really key. So they've found that really, relevant, of real interest.
And in terms of kind of, where it's going, we're very delighted to say we're now officially part of UN FCC Race to Zero, which brings even more credibility to the Standard. Do you think that will help? Because what we want to do is we encourage businesses of all sizes, and with the Standard, for smaller companies, they can just start to do the process. For bigger ones, they can get involved in the Race to Zero, in the pledging and publicising. Do you think that will help to encourage more businesses to take it up?
Yeah, absolutely. At the moment, our targets ourselves is net zero is in Scotland or in the rest of the UK. I've got different timeframes, and we're all pushing towards creating that pledge and saying, where do we, when do we set our target? Is it 2030? Is it later than that? How do we understand our sites, and have we done the planning yet? And I think that's really key to this as well. So actually having the Race to Zero makes it actually much wider, much bigger community than just in certain sectors or in Scotland in general. But certainly, yeah, it makes it a much bigger reach out to show that this is a global issue that we have, and we have to start making a change now.
We're very grateful for your efforts around this. How have you found this process personally? Because as you said, you did it for your own business, you've seen it. How has it affected your team, your staff, and kind of your feelings around it? Because when we did it, it was like really good to just get that basics of knowing, hang on, this is what we produce as a business. How can we start to take the steps? So has it affected you personally?
Yeah, what it's given us is given us a time to reflect on the great work that we have undertaken. So over the years, we've made some changes to our business. We've looked at behavioural change patterns. We've looked at introducing innovation, but we want to really see that in a way that actually gives us something that is meaningful. I think looking at it, looking back and say, yeah, we've saved some energy, but actually when you see it in, very simply as a green box to say we've done well, or red to say we're not doing as well, I think it's just an easy way to be able to show people that we are actually making a difference. So the hard work that we've undertaken is making a difference, and that's been critical to us as a business to be able to look at that data and make it easily to reflect upon.
Now, we've just announced recently the Festival Net Zero, which will be taking place on the 22nd of June. I know your team will be down there meeting people, and it'll be great to be doing it without any social distancing, we hope. So in essence, what we're trying to say is that, you can take part. And I'd like to know what your message is to businesses out there who might be thinking, I'm interested, but I don't know whether it's for me. What would you say about the issues that most people think about, time management, cost, hassle. Hopefully, having done it, and when you meet people, you'll be able to convince them that it's not that much difficult.
It's a really straightforward process. I think that's the first thing. And it's a nice system. I've worked with lots of systems over the years where, they can be quite complicated and quite complex. This is really straightforward, and it's a great starting point. I think that's important as well. When we talk about net zero as a whole, the planning phase is really important, but what's your benchmark? What's your starting point? And how do we track performance? And I think that's what we need to do. So as we are making improvements, is we're seeing that on a month-to-month basis. The good thing about the system is it's not about looking at it's looking at the long term, how well we've done on the long term, but it actually shows you in short term as well how you're doing month to month, which is really important as well to say, we have made a difference. So we've made these changes and we can see that impacted straight away. So I think that's really important as well. But the starting point is critical. I think we need to know what our carbon emissions are, where it actually goes, and how we can make improvements. The system will allow you to do that. It will prompt you to say, actually, you're maybe not doing as much with travel. You've done really well with your green contracts, and you've now got green gas, green electric. But we need to start looking at your green travel, and that could be. So it's giving you that prompt as to the areas that you need to improve, but actually converting it into carbon. And I think that's important as well, because a lot of your data that we look at day to day is kilowatt hours or megawatt hours. And actually, when you convert it into carbon, a difference it makes when you have green contracts. Where's your contract? Where's your energy coming from in the first place? So starting to look at that is key to this. So it will give you, and it's really simple. I think that's the benefit and the beauty of the platform that I really like about it. It's easy to use. It's cost effective. It gives you an accreditation at the end of it, and it gives you a focus. And that's really, really important to me and to our clients.
Now, finally, to end with, it's a big year for Scotland. You're a proud Scot. Your business is up there. What are you hoping we'll get from COP26 when it takes place this autumn? And we'll be there, and hopefully we'll see you there as well. But, what do you think the businesses there? You've had a lot of talk from the Scottish Government. You've had a lot of talk from the UK Government about this as being the pivotal year. What do you want to see as a businessman?
We want a collective or a collaborative approach to energy management. I think we've all got an interest in being more efficient in what we do, but I think this is really about bringing together people that can actually make a difference. We've all got different skill sets, we've all got different experience, but we all want the same goal, and that's looking at proactively reducing carbon emissions. And that's going to be really key for me, is bringing the country together, much closer together, so we can actually make such a difference. That's going to be key for me. It's just making it a wider community spirit around energy reduction.
Bryan, thanks for supporting us on our journey, and let's get going. Let's get more businesses doing it, and also, let's start to show that any step, even a tiny step, is the right step on the journey to net zero.
Absolutely. Thanks very much.